Okay, here is the front of the house on Pearl. We'll walk up there in a minute. You can see the train at the end, and that's the depot. That's how close we are. There's Rose Hill. Okay, so the tenant told me, here's a water meter right here. The tenant told me the property is irrigated with flood irrigation. He said the flood irrigation originates over here in this corner, and that there is enough water to comfortably flood the whole front of this property up to that big tree right there. I guess it's an apricot tree. He indicated that that he really hasn't had to do much supplemental watering other than just use that flood irrigation. He did dig this trench, extended this little trench to help the water flow a little better for irrigation purposes. That's what that is. Okay, so here's the front of the house. A couple of known problems with it is that the house is right on the property line. The house is literally built to the property line. If anything ever happened to it and it burned down, the city would no doubt require that the property be moved in 5 feet and to be rebuilt. As long as the house stands, it's not an issue, it exists. But if it was ever totally destroyed, it would have to move back to meet the setbacks. Not a major problem, but something to be aware of. Okay, the roof is bad. It needs to be torn off and redone, and probably the fascia as well. Couple things that the tenant told me that you need to be aware of. Similar to one of the other properties we've had. Again, there's some repair work here that needs done up on the eaves. There is a perimeter foundation all the way around the property. However, there is an inadequate access. There's not a good crawl space access under the house. This corner right here, they had a water line that needed to be repaired. And he said that this corner is probably the natural place to have it be dug down and put an access for under the house. He said you can crawl under most of the house. It's just that there's not an access point. So it would be something that no doubt we would want to ask for, is that the crawl space access be installed before we would even be able to really do an inspection. The other thing he indicated to be aware of is that there was a leak in a water line right here in the front under this corner of the house. In his opinion, the water line needs to be dug and replaced all the way back to the road. He believes that there may be some cracks in that water line. That would be something that I would certainly ask the seller to do. Back here, this is a wood pile. And this is a storage shed. He kind of uses it as a garage. He has a motorcycle and a four-wheeler and different things like that back here. It appears to be a structurally sound building with a metal roof. Kind of a workshop. So that's kind of a nice bonus. Back here is a deck. This is the back of the house. Again, this roof here is not good. This is the door coming from inside we saw. I believe that is a doghouse or something that was built there. This back corner, he said that is a brand new electrical panel. He said that they had to, there was a problem with the electricity and the power company required that they have a brand new service installed. He said that was done within the last year. Okay, and then again, here is another storage shed back here in the back. So this is the back property line. So this house literally is in the very back corner of the property. And again, as long as the buildings remain intact, there's never an issue. If they were ever completely destroyed and had to be rebuilt, they would have to meet the setbacks from the city, which would just basically move the house forward a little bit. and center it a little more. So, not a major problem, but something to be aware of. Okay, here is the property on Pearl. Lovely area. It's a lovely area.